Hi, welcome to our channel. I'm Kit, and this is Bear. I'm the voice. I'm camera shy. Bear's not. He likes to play with the camera. He also likes to hide behind graphics and play peekaboo. Peekaboo. Okay, Bear, enough play. Let's get back over here. Alright, we are making this video, and we welcome you back to our channel. Don't we, Bear? Or we welcome you to our channel. If you didn't see the previous video, then this won't make much sense to you. I'll put the link down below so that you can watch the other video, because you need to watch it and you'll understand what I'm doing. On the first video, the maps that I want to show you were hidden. So, we are making another video so that you can see those maps that were hidden and didn't make any sense to you. However, here are the maps. Hopefully we do this right this time. Okay, Bear's going to go away. And then I am going to make the library go away. And then I'm going to make the screen go away. Okay, hopefully this works. We will see. This is the Sultan Map, which is not the map I wanted to show you. Yes, you ought to see all the bloopers I make with these. I deleted a lot. Okay, now, what I was saying. Hopefully this works. This is the Estastar map before the high priest. And as you can see, it looks like it's smaller than what Earth would be. However, it's not. The map makes it look a lot smaller than what it actually is. The Sultan is the kingdom or the area of the Lord. The Sultan, Olympus, Accra, Ancient Mount. This is Lordan's, or our Odin, area. Now, alchemy and Exandus is supposed to be. However, they're down here with Heldendris. So, all of this that you see is Heldendris, and all of this is included with the Sultan. Now, the Ancient Mount is ran by Thor and Loki. You might get confused as the mythology that is on the world is also on Estastar. However, the mythology is different, as Heldendris is ran, or at this time, before the high priest. Heldendris is ran by Prometheus. Prometheus on the world would be Satan. And Odin on the world is God, Jehovah, or whatever you want to call him. They're all the same entity as what the garden believes, because there's only two lords, or two gods, that are actually the main gods. And that is the god of light and the god of dark. And the next video we do, you will learn that, of what they believe. Not saying it's true, it's science fiction. This is a make-believe world. However, they don't know that. They're characters in a story. So, the characters in the story, Slavic is actually ran by Lucifer. Lucifer and Satan, according to the garden, according to the stories, are not the same. Satan is Prometheus. And Odin, or our Odin, is God. the god of light. Prometheus is the god of dark. That balances the universe. You have to have one and the other. You can't have one without the opposite of it. So the Astarans believe Odin is the god of light and Prometheus is the god of dark. And the next story that you're here, the first story, should be the first story of the series, which I didn't do that on Kit Kat, but I am going to do it on the Estastar Library. It will tell how that became and how Korea wrote it. Okay, this is Estastar, the Lord's Garden. This is Estastar today. Modern time. After Odin had a fit and he hit the ground and he made everything that was outside of the Sultan go away from the Sultan. So it's no longer connected. And in doing that, it is said he flooded the world, which is the earth. Ancient Mount, like I said, is not Prometheus. Ancient Mount, like I said, is Loki and Thor. Akra is ran by King... I can't remember his name. However, he's a mermaid. And he is the guider of Akra. He rules over the mystic. And then there's Draco, which is a dragon. And he is over here in Ancient Mount sometimes, or he's in this forest. The Forbidden Forest and the Mystic Forest are pretty much the same forest. You can get to the Forbidden Forest by going into the Mystic Forbidden Forest. You will wind up here. Alchemy, I can't remember who is running these, but anyway, what I'm trying to explain is Loki and Thor are Ancient Mount, and then Akra's ran by a king that is a mermaid, and a dragon, which is Draco. And I can't remember the king's name. Anyway, alchemy is ran by a king, the 5 kings of Heldendris. That would be alchemy and Slavic, Armageddon, Exodus, and Aztec. There's 5 kings that rule those. Lucifer is actually of the light. However, he did make Odin mad, and Odin kicked him off of the Sultan, which at the time was called forgot what it was called. Asgard. Yes, Asgard. This used to be actually called Asgard. And as for Asgard, he threw Lucifer out because he didn't want to go down to the world and help who they call the Medanes. So he told him to get out. So he left. And he went down to Heldendris, and Prometheus was happy to have him there. And then he runs Slavic. He's called King Lucifer, or King Samaz. And that'll be in the first story, I hope, if I can remember it properly. Anyway, Armageddon is ran by another king of the 5 kings. Exodus is ran by one of the 5 kings. And Aztec is ran by King Alaric, which I know that name because that name is part of the stories that I know. Now, the wasteland is what happened when Odin had his tantrum. There was something here, and it just turned black because Prometheus is right here. He was put into a hole. And Hell Dangerous is ran by his first creation, or the first one he created, which is Asmodeus, which is, we say, his son, or they say his son. Asmodeus is his son, Alaric is his son, and Alcard. And I don't remember the other names. I know one of them is King Hades. I'm not sure. It's in the stories, though. That's why I write everything down, because I forget. Anyway, the Sultan is ran by kings and counts. The high priest lives in Atlantis, in the castle or the palace of Valhalla. Valhalla. There's two Valhallas. One is Valhalla and one is Valhalla. Valhalla is on Odin's mountain in Asgard, where Odin lives. Atlantis, Valhalla, is where the high priest lives, which used to be Odin's Valhalla, but he took it. He built another one, and it is Valhalla. Circle Den is where they would go to become Circle members, which is like the police and the FBI and the Secret Service. Those are all circles. They don't have those names. They have officers of the circles, and also down here in Iceland that is connected with Circle Den. They go to Circle Den first, then they travel to Iceland for training. Deakin, Rome, Brazil, Sidon, Xanadu, and Kalkan are all ran by kings. Now, each kingdom, as you can see, the Sultan here, this is just the Sultan. Each kingdom has 5 villages. Each village is ran by a count. And then inside the forest, you can find small towns that are ran by administrators or lords. We don't know, I'm not really sure why they're called lords, because Korea really never explained it. And by the time I got able to ask questions, I didn't have her anymore. She was no longer able to be found. And I say it that way because her body was never found. However, I'm writing these stories, as I said before, by memory and by notes and other items that I have. Some of the stories I have in full, but they were written for school, so I have to rewrite them or re-edit them. Anyway, the Kingdom of Rome, and you'll hear about a millennium, and the millennium goes Atlantis, Brazil, or the rotation of the millennium. The high priest takes his mates in this order. It would start Atlantis, then Brazil, then Sudan, then Xanadu, Kalkan, Rhone, and Daikanon. I always pronounce that wrong. It's Daikanon. Anyway, this is what the map looks like. And throughout the forest, there are camps everywhere, because there are no cars, and it's all horses, or there is birds, but people don't ride them too much. They're large eagles, I think they're called. Anyway, they're rideable, so are dragons, so are unicorns. The Fae is all on the garden. And I hope you enjoy the stories, and I hope this makes it a little clear from what I was trying to tell you in the previous video if you watched it. If not, please go back and watch it and let me know what you think. If you have any questions or comments or whatnot that we can do for you, then please let us know. I'm trying to get this back on here so Bear can say goodbye, and there I am, and I am camera shy. There we go. Now, again, we thank you for watching. Please come back, and Saturday will be the first video for the story of the beginning of time. And I forgot what we renamed it. But anyway, we renamed it in the last video. So, say goodbye, Bear. No, get over here and say goodbye. Quit moving around. Say goodbye with the other arm. They can't see the one behind the graphic. Okay, so move it out from behind. Okay, Bear says goodbye, and I say goodbye, and thank you for your time. And you have a blessed day. And as always, until we meet again, may the Lord watch over you in the light of His. Thank you.